In the modern world, the hectic pace of life makes many people feel that time for themselves, especially for healthcare, becomes a luxury. Those who are too busy often face a packed work schedule, long meetings, family responsibilities, and countless other unnamed tasks. However, health is always the solid foundation that allows us to handle all challenges in work and life. So, how can we protect and enhance our health when time is a luxury? Let's explore some practical and easy-to-apply tips for those who are too busy. Optimizing Health for Busy People Integrated Movement and Breathing Program at the Workplace. Part 1. The Scientific Basis of a Sedentary Lifestyle and Intervention Solutions. The Cost of Busyness. The Physiological Impact of Prolonged Sitting. In the context of the modern economy, busyness and a sedentary lifestyle, especially the habit of sitting for long periods at work, have become a common reality. However, behind the convenience of the office chair lies a series of negative physiological effects that profoundly affect overall health. Understanding these impacts is not only a warning, but also a strong motivation to seek effective intervention solutions. Impact on the musculoskeletal system. When sitting, the spine bears significant pressure, especially in the lumbar and cervical regions. Maintaining a posture for a long time, especially an incorrect posture such as leaning forward, increases this pressure, leading to chronic pain and accelerating spinal degeneration, even causing herniated discs. Moreover, a sedentary lifestyle causes two serious mechanical problems: weak gluteal muscle syndrome and hamstring contracture. The gluteal muscles, which play an important role in stabilizing the pelvis, weaken due to lack of use. At the same time, the hamstrings, the muscle group at the back of the thigh, shorten due to continuous hip flexion posture. This imbalance not only reduces flexibility, but is also a root cause of lower back pain. Another potential risk is osteoporosis. Physical activity stimulates bone formation. When inactive, the body reduces new bone production and tends to draw calcium from bone reserves to serve other functions, leading to decreased bone density over time. Impact on the circulatory system, cardiovascular system, and metabolism. Prolonged sitting slows down blood circulation, especially in the lower limbs. Blood tends to stagnate, increasing pressure on the veins and directly causing varicose veins. Systemically, studies have shown a strong link between a sedentary lifestyle and the risk of cardiovascular disease. People who sit a lot have twice the risk of heart attack and stroke compared to those who are physically active. Metabolically, a lack of physical activity reduces the body's ability to burn calories. More importantly, it affects how the body responds to insulin, the hormone responsible for sugar metabolism. This increases the risk of insulin resistance and developing type 2 diabetes. At the same time, reduced bowel motility due to prolonged sitting also causes digestive problems such as bloating, constipation, and excess fat accumulation, especially in the abdominal area. The vicious cycle: stress, cortisol, and disease. The impact of prolonged sitting goes beyond just mechanical effects. It creates a dangerous biochemical loop. Work pressure and prolonged intense concentration are forms of psychological stress. At the same time, musculoskeletal pain is a form of physical stress. When faced with stress, the body responds by activating the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, leading to the release of the hormone cortisol. Cortisol, or the stress hormone, when secreted at high and prolonged levels, causes a range of health problems. It raises blood sugar, promotes fat accumulation, increases blood pressure, and weakens the immune system. These health issues then become a new source of stress for the body, creating a vicious cycle. Prolonged sitting causes stress. Stress increases cortisol, and cortisol causes diseases that further strain the body. Therefore, intervention is not simply exercise to relieve back pain, but a comprehensive strategy to break this biochemical loop, readjust the endocrine and nervous systems to improve health and work performance. The power of breath, regulating the autonomic nervous system. While physical exercises directly affect the musculoskeletal and circulatory systems, Breathing is a sophisticated biological tool that allows us to actively regulate the body's automatic responses. For busy people, mastering the breath is not a vague relaxation method, but a powerful biological hack technique to control stress at its root, autonomic nervous system, and the role of the vagus nerve. Our autonomic nervous system, ANS, has two main branches that work in opposition: the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system activates the fight or flight response, increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and releasing stress hormones like cortisol to prepare for emergency situations. In modern life, chronic stress from work causes the sympathetic nervous system to be overactivated, pushing the body into a state of continuous tension. In contrast, the parasympathetic nervous system is responsible for the rest and digest state, helping the body relax and recover. The commander-in-chief of the parasympathetic system is the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in the body, connecting the brain to most vital organs such as the heart, lungs, and digestive system. When stimulated, the vagus nerve sends signals to slow the heart rate, lower blood pressure, and reduce inflammation, bringing the body back to a balanced state. The biological mechanism of breathing techniques. Intentional breathing techniques, especially deep and slow breathing, are the most direct and effective way to stimulate the vagus nerve. Diaphragmatic breathing, abdominal breathing. This is the foundation of all effective breathing techniques. Instead of shallow chest breathing, diaphragmatic breathing uses the diaphragm, a large dome-shaped muscle located at the base of the lungs. When inhaling, the diaphragm lowers. The abdomen expands, creating a rhythm of deep and slow breaths. This movement directly affects the vagus nerve, sending safety signals to the brain and activating the parasympathetic relaxation response. Scientific studies have shown that regular practice of diaphragmatic breathing can significantly reduce cortisol levels in saliva and increase heart rate variability, HRV. HRV is an important indicator measuring the variation between heartbeats, reflecting the adaptability of the nervous system and cardiovascular health. High HRV indicates a flexible nervous system with good resilience to stress. The importance of CO2. Tolerance and the Bohr effect. A common misconception is that deep breathing aims to take in a lot of oxygen. In fact, the main goal of slow breathing is to optimize oxygen utilization by regulating the concentration of carbon dioxide, CO2, in the blood. When we are stressed, breathing becomes rapid and shallow, causing the body to expel too much CO2. Low CO2 levels increase the blood's pH, leading to a phenomenon called the Bohr effect. Hemoglobin, the protein that carries oxygen in the blood, binds more tightly to oxygen and does not release it effectively to tissues and cells. As a result, even with heavy breathing, cells can still be starved of oxygen, causing feelings of fatigue, brain fog, and anxiety. By practicing slow and controlled breathing, we gradually increase the body's CO2 tolerance. The concentration, slightly higher CO2 levels facilitate the optimal functioning of the Bohr effect, helping oxygen to be easily released to the necessary organs, especially the brain. This not only helps reduce stress, but also improves focus and energy. Mastering the breath, therefore, empowers busy people. Instead of being passive victims of stress, they can use their breath as a switch to actively regulate the nervous system, balance hormones, and optimize energy for the body and mind. Please continue Part 2, Integrated Movement and Breathing Program.